It's the one and only. It's the big homie. Your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. Flex Luthor? Malcolm Flex? Fax Kellerman. The idol of James Bond. Marquette Devon. The saint and the sinner. And ladies and saints, today we are talking about the faith of Islam, and we're going to go quite deep. So walk with me, walk with me. We're also going to give a specific focus to how it's been corrupted by figures like Andrew Tate and Kevin Gates, both of whom represent a type and reflect on the Ummah very poorly. You see, those who would call themselves Muslims, who would call themselves God-fearing, really they're idol worshipers, they're celebrity worshipers, they're fans. Did you ever think of, say in the case of the Christians, how they idolize Jesus? Did you ever, sometimes they don't even mention God. They'll talk about Jesus, they just forget about God. Islam is supposed to be a religion. They call it the deen. The deen of Islam. It is not supposed to be a culture. It is claimed that there is no black above white, no Arab above non-Arab, that all are equal within this beautiful faith. Perhaps a bit different than Judaism, where they say the Jewish people are born with superior blood. They're God's chosen. It is not like Christianity, where you have Jesus walking the earth in the form of a man. No, they say that there is one God, not a trinity. You are supposed to submit and follow the one God, whom they call Allah. And in submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you find his guidance through the Quran, known as the recitation, which was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Islam is not a culture, but most practice it as a culture. Marquette, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yes, they practice it as a culture. It is often exercised as a form of Arab supremacy, Arab cultural supremacy. And when you travel throughout the world, particularly in the Middle East, where I've been many times, if you meet an Arab and they say, well, what country are you from, Akhi? You say, I'm from the United States. And they say, okay. And then you greet them with the Arabic greeting of peace be upon you, assalamu alaikum. And they'll say, oh, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Are you Muslim, brother? And if you were to say, oh, yes, I am a Muslim. Then they turn to their buddy, he's Muslim. He follows the deen. Oh, mashallah, mashallah. And it's an ironic thing because they're pleased that you follow the deen, or shall I say their religion, or shall I be more accurate and say their culture, because it shows that their way is superior, that a foreigner would adopt their ways, try to learn their language, and worship their God, whom they don't even worship, whom they don't even follow their religion. And so it is a form of cultural superiority, and they get excited that you have decided to fall in line with their way. Many have claimed that the whites are white supremacists, that Christianity is a white supremacist religion. But sometimes we forget the discussion of maybe some Arabs use Islam as a form of spreading their culture and influence. If you are to become a Muslim, you should learn the Quran. And in doing so, you probably would want to pick up Arabic, and you should remember how to recite the Quran in Arabic. And all of the holy places are in the Arab world. And when you go there, you will not have a Malcolm X experience and say, oh, we are all so equal. The Arabs are so fair and equitable. You might experience, oh, gee, it seems like these people perhaps don't see me as an equal, or in some cases as even a human. Maybe if you're Filipino, maybe if you're Indian, maybe if you're a sub-Saharan African, maybe if you're low income. Come on now. And to them, it's not a religion, it's their culture, because they don't follow the religion, not the women, not the men. No. That's why I was just in Egypt and people were scamming and lying constantly during the holy month of Ramadan. That's why you find so many obese Muslims. I don't believe that these fat persons are fasting an entire month when they can't manage their diet any other time. But here's the other thing: as they spread cultural influence, not religion, because the religion is strict. The religion has rules. As they seek to conquer culturally and to dominate culturally and to say, like Khaled said, we the best. And I do. Is Khaled Palestinian? You'd never know. But as they seek to do that, when you have an Andrew Tate, who's world famous, most Googled man at some point, or you have a Kevin Gates, who's very influential and makes pretty good music, though very perverse, and we'll talk about it, and they revert to Islam, it is another credit not to Islam, not to the religion, not to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, not another soldier in the cause of Allah, but rather another adherent to Arab supremacy and Arab culture as represented by Islam, which most Arabs practice as a culture, not a religion. Come on now. So they parade an Andrew Tate, they parade a Kevin Gates or a Malcolm X and say, hey, look at him, follow him, do what he's doing, which is to follow us. And they allow these persons to step into the deen of Islam, which is supposed to be something that is pure and beautiful, and to not practice it. In fact, to throw dirt on the religion because they value the marketing that they get from these persons saying, yes, I've chosen the Arab way. Come on now. You have an Andrew Tate smoking cigars and drinking fine cognac. Being a well-known womanizer, hanging out with Eastern European harlots with inflated lips, smoking hookah, and living a perverse lifestyle and being vulgar. You have a Kevin Gates who gets even worse. Speaking of being a swinger, which is code language for I'm a homosexual. How can your sexual experience be enhanced by another man being present? How can your sexual experience be enhanced by an additional cock and balls? It can't, unless you are a homosexual. And you speak of this so freely. In fact, I've even heard him open a talk and say, oh, hold on one second. Give me a moment. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. I mean, I just had to say that. I just had to pray. And then proceeds directly from prayer to talking about filth that is not only condemned in the Quran, but often carries a capital punishment. You've heard him in his filthy music say, I hope Beyonce and Jay-Z are swingers. Why? So you can lay with the wife of another man, you filthy pervert. Would I give Beyonce a go? She all right to me because I don't like wigs. And I especially don't like black females wearing blonde wigs imitating the racial features of other human beings. It's disgusting to me. But I'll take her to Pound Town if she was single. Do I want to go in after another man has been in there? Do I want to go in after she has had children of another man? No, I don't. It's disgusting to me. Because a heterosexual man, a healthy man, is a dominant man. We're not one who shares a female's orifice with another male. Not ever. Now imagine the kind of filth you have to be to call yourself a swinger, which also means that you will surrender your woman to the sexual perversions of the multitude. And that means that your woman is a filthy dirtbag piece of garbage who is community property. And you and your broken ways, you and your sick culture, you give this a name to try to make it okay. You call it what it isn't. Call it swinging. But really, it is deviance, it is evil, it is filth, it is wickedness. You call her your wife, but really she's a harlot and a tart. Hmm? And you promote all of this wife swapping in direct contradiction to the religion you purport to be a part of. And all the time you want to say, oh, let me make a dua. Oh, I need to make pilgrimage. I need to go on Hajj. And you and your wife dress up in the clothes, not of the Muslims, but of the Arabs. You dress up in the clothes of the Arabs like a costume. You put on the religion as a costume. You cloak your filthy ways in a thin veneer, in a veil of goodness, when there's very little goodness within you. And it saddens me because I like the brother. He makes phenomenal music, but it's so hard to vibe to it when you're enjoying the music and then all of a sudden the ball says, I got homies and we into sharing. What? Is there a scarcity of women? I thought you were rich and famous. Why do you need to share unless that's your preference? And that is so disgusting. I can't imagine the sickness in your mind. And I also can't imagine the cage that you live in, knowing that you are a homosexual. And then you lie every day about it. You have kids while being a homosexual. There is no heterosexual man on earth who wants to share a woman. Now, you might not mind being shared by a couple women. You heard me? But you don't want to share a woman. It's vile. And what's worse is that he would go and spread his filthy thinking through hypnotic rhythmic music that people take and they repeat it and sing it with passion. It fills them up with evil and demonic spirit and bad ideas. Dangerous. They even had him on a show where people called in and asked for advice. And he would give them advice that only a devil would give someone. You would have demons calling in to the devil. I repeat, demons calling in to the devil. Because birds of a feather flock together. Those are the ones that would be attracted to him enough that they would call in and ask his advice. You'd be a fool. You'd be a real fool to look at these persons as advisors. But many do. And I'll tell you this. You might mention the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. You might mention Jesus the Christ. However, please know that an Andrew Tate, a Kevin Gates, to his fans, to their fans, are far more real than a Jesus Christ or a Prophet Muhammad. They're far more real to them. And the word fan, does that come from fanatical, fanatic, crazed idolatry, crazed obsession with a human being, with a man? And in this case, human beings, men that are so flawed and wicked and devious, sex traffickers, pornographers, wife swappers. And you might say, Marquette, why do you accuse him of these things? I don't accuse him of these things. I just take the euphemism he uses and then I tear away that cover and expose the truth. A grown man says, I would like to let my wife lay with another man and I'm okay with that. Or I would like to be in the same room while she's copulating with another male. That's a homosexual. I'm just taking off the BS. Swinger, that's gay. And listen, if that's what you are, say what you are. Don't dress it up. Say what you are. And let me tell all of you something. And I have a lot of sympathy for Kevin Gates, and I have a lot of respect for what Andrew Tate has been able to accomplish. I appreciate Kevin Gates' music, even though it's quite filthy sometimes. He's a very talented brother. Very lost, but very talented. He, like many on the planet Earth, and many blacks in particular, we're going to talk about this how they end up reverting to Islam. He's seeking because he's so lost. We know he's lost. If you listen to his music, he'll say in one song that he's Puerto Rican. Then he'll be in another song saying that he's Moroccan. Then he's in yet another song saying, I'm a nigga, which is his language for saying, I'm a Black American. So he's everything. He's all of these things because he doesn't know what he is. On a simple level, but also on a deeper level inside. Yeah, come on, work with me. Then some unfortunate things happen to him. And this is why I make the content that no one else makes. You can check back. I made a video on how to protect your children from being abused because I see all of the wickedness occurring on the earth. And I'm always asking myself, how do we protect our women, protect our children, protect ourselves? And someone has to lay out the standards and the practical ways of doing these things, because you know what? Once a good girl has gone bad, she's gone for good. You're not going to bring her back. Once the innocence is stolen from the child, it doesn't come back. There's some things that cannot be undone. So instead of allowing young people, women, to experience traumas that cannot be undone, it is our responsibilities as leaders and the leadership class to protect and prevent and create bulwarks. And that's why I do content that's not very popular, explaining how to protect your children from sexual abuse. And I bring that up because Kevin Gates was victim of sexual abuse. Kevin Gates was victim of abuse as a child, sexual abuse from a male. Yes, and this often leads to them practicing LGBTQ ways. It's not a lifestyle. It's a sexual behavior. It's a sexually deviant behavior that results directly from trauma, typically sexual trauma in childhood. Those are the facts. They often lie. They often repress, and they want to say, I was born this way. Why? So they don't have to talk about what happened to them, the trauma. Because what do we want to do? We want to sweep it under the rug. We want to say it ain't so. We want to pretend it didn't happen. And I get it. In fact, I really don't get it because I haven't experienced it, but I can almost comprehend why you'd want to hide something like that and push it to the back of your mind, push it to the subconscious. But that's what happened to you all. That's what happened. That's why you're in this situation, because someone failed to protect you, because your single mom left you around her boyfriend, because your single mom had you around the stepdad, and you got abused. And in Kevin Gates' case, he was abused by someone in his family sexually, a male. And that's what caused him to act out with all of that violent behavior, which he called gangsterism, caused him to have a long rap sheet the length of a track meet. And then it caused him to engage in sexually perverse behaviors, not understanding that he was scarred and is acting out. Come on now. Come on. That's why it is. Yeah, that's why it is. There's pain in that young man. And I feel so sorry. I wish I could take it out of him, but it can't be undone. It cannot be. And I'm not in the business of healing. We don't have time to heal right now. We need to protect the youth. We need to protect the future. He's a corrupter of youth. He is a corrupter of youth because they hear the ideas, and they also are growing up on a diet of adult content. They hear the ideas. They see a man who looks successful. They see a man who seems to be masculine and tough, not realizing that he is lost. He is effeminate. He is damaged. He is scarred. He is broken. And he's passing it off to you because you can only give that which you are. You can only give that which you are. If you have hurt inside, you can only give that out. Pain inside, wickedness inside, that's all you can give out. Come on now. It's on the member sites. Someone might be kind enough to drop a link or drop the name. I recorded that one when I was in Doha, Qatar. It gave standards on how to protect your children such that they wouldn't be victim of sexual abuse, and the conversations to have with them and the specific questions to ask to protect your children, or your siblings, or kids you work with. Now, you're right. He says that's why he's so sexual in his music. Correct. But let me tell you guys something. Let me get deep here. And this is why you come to me. I'm the only person that shares original ideas. I'm the only one actually thinking. Everyone else, they're stealing and copying. So many people on the internet listen because I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. You can hear FitX repeat everything I've said. You can hear Aaron the plumber talking like who? Come on now. They need to pay respect and send tribute. Now, what you don't realize is that a lot of women really love Kevin Gates' music because it reflects the wickedness in them and the dysfunction in them, the drama that they seek. You see, they don't want a stable, disciplined, straightforward, honest man. No. They seek because they weren't raised by a proper father. Sometimes they weren't raised by any father. But I challenge that a bad father is worse than an absent father. And these dysfunctional females, be them white, black, Latina, or whatever, mostly low income, coming from a low culture, they'll go to the Kevin Gates concert and engage in vile acts in public, come on stage in front of the many, sit in a chair, and he'll spit into their mouth. Spitting is one of the most filthy, vile, disrespectful things. So they engage in a public humiliation ritual, which sexually turns them on. Lets you know the lack of respect they have for the self, the lack of respect they have for their family, the fact that they don't have a family, don't have a father, don't have a family name that matters, because they would go and do that in the public. Come on now. And he makes music talking about how he's spazzing out and getting mad and being violent with the woman. Oh, and it turns them on because they're dysfunctional. He talks about sharing the woman such that she is being treated like a rotisserie chicken impaled from both ends. And that turns her on because she's a pervert, and it would only take her to find a simp, a weak, perverted homosexual male who would engage in something like that, because a healthy, happy, heterosexual man would say absolutely not. And they feel empowered, these dirty broads, because they get to be in a judgment-free zone. It's not really a judgment-free zone. It's a zone of filth and immorality, where they can say what they want because they're around a man who has no standards. And he tries to put it under the guise of, I don't judge, I accept all, I love all. No, buddy, you're trying to find people who reflect the filth and indecency that's in you, because their natural instincts have been so perverted that they think the sick things they're saying and thinking and feeling are normal because they've been broken so long. They've been walking down the wrong path so long that it feels like it's right. They've been wrong so long, it feels like it's right. And they feel affirmed when they find another pervert, another sicko, to say, hey, I do that too. So they hate me. Oh yeah, they hate me, because I don't condone it at all. No, I speak against it. I live in contradiction to it. I despise it. So they hate me. Yeah? Kevin Gates is the tool of the devil, respectfully. The tool of Shaitan. The tool of Lucifer. The instrument of evil. Why do you say that, Marquette? Do you not see how males are becoming so effeminate? You can hear it in their language. Walk with me. You hear men speaking about the vibes. The vibe wasn't there. You hear men speaking about energy. You hear men speaking about, oh, that's low vibrational. This is womanly language. Real men speak with specificity, specifics, numbers, detail, clarity. It is the woman that goes to these fuzzy spiritual ideas when they don't have the answer. So when you hear a male speaking in the language of the woman, horoscope and all this other nonsense, he is an effeminate male. The sick women don't look for men, they look for effeminate males, which is the same males that reflect what they are, because they're so narcissistic, they want to really be with themselves. Their biology drives them to seek out a penis, so they find a penis attached to a woman, which is a Kevin Gates. The boy look like young M.A. anyways, don't he? Effeminate, fat-faced little rascal. Payment via PayPal. Shout out to JVR supporting the work. May I also acknowledge Alvin. Right, since reverting to Islam and becoming a quote-unquote Muslim, I've experienced more anti-black racism in 3 years than the previous 22 years of human existence. Assassin or nothing exactly. And that's why I don't teach religion. I teach this ism. The ism saves lives. You heard me? And I'll tell you what, about the black peoples of the earth. First, let's talk about the Black American, the foundational Black American. A lot of them convert to Islam in jail. And Malcolm X kind of created that pipeline, if you will. He converted to the Nation of Islam, which is that teaching that was brought forward by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. It led Malcolm X, in his own narcissism, him wanting to be the top dog, to walk away from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was above him in the hierarchy. So he wanted to create his own organization, and he started to promote Sunni Islam. And Sunni Islam took hold within the prisons. And it makes perfect sense, you see, because Sunni Islam has a bit of militance in it and some provisions for self-defense that Christianity does not have. Christianity is what was taught to the blacks in America by their enslaver. Which is not to say that the Muslims and the Arabs have not enslaved. Go to Zanzibar, go to many places. But the fact of the matter is that you have many black Americans, incarcerated and not incarcerated, that convert to Sunni Islam because it brings discipline, because it is very clear, and because it is a way of life that can bring you peace and show you some goodness. And the challenge is that the black Americans have not had a proper thought leader to organize, or they haven't had one that has been well acknowledged. One that has been able to do the thinking and creating of ideology like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, but also that same one is able to be a great orator like the great Dr. Martin Luther King. You see, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he wrote a fine book called Message to the Black Man. You can find all of my book recommendations at amazon.com/shop/The Saint in the Center. I believe that one is on there. And there's many, many others that I highly recommend. That doesn't make me money. That's just a collection of readings to educate you. So he had the brains and he was good at thinking and organizing, but he was soft-spoken. He was not a man of power. He was older in age. He was short of stature and frail and soft-spoken. So he was not going to ignite the crowd. He wasn't going to fire anyone up. And that's why they brought in Malcolm X, tall, fair-skinned, and good-looking. Yes, wrote his speeches and all that good stuff, armed him with knowledge. And then he abandoned the one that took him out of darkness. But I say that to say this. The Nation of Islam was on the uptick. Then the FBI, utilizing Malcolm X's ignorance and narcissism, pulled him out of that organization, thereby crushing the organization. Still exists today in a fairly crippled fashion, and we could talk about that on a different conversation. But then you say, well, where are there other situations like that? You had Neely Fuller, who I've mentioned before, very little known individual, written a brilliant work, which is actually quite hard to find, and even fewer people can make it something that's palpable to the black masses. So the blacks have really lacked a revolutionary black messiah, which makes perfect sense because there was COINTELPRO and various other programs put together by the Federal Bureau of Investigation or the United States government that were specifically targeting making sure there would be no revolutionary black messiah. So the ones who could speak and organize and push out ideology, those ones were taken down, and they yielded to preachers so that we have all these speakers. They can babble, but they can't organize, they can't condition, they can't train. Or they spend all their goddamn time building a school that's never going to happen because the donations that go to the school are also the same donations that are going into your goddamn pocket to finance your individual personal lifestyle. Come on now. So the blacks, in the absence of having something to cling to, like the Jews have Judaism, the whites have Christianity, the Arabs have Islam. Well, the blacks in America say, well, the whites, you guys used to use Christianity on us when you were enslaving us. And you said that the Bible itself said we were the descendants of Ham and we were meant to be slaves. So we don't want that. The Jews, you guys are super racist and you believe you have superior blood. So we don't qualify according to you guys, who are not, in fact, Semitic people. You guys are Europeans because all of you come from Poland and Russia and all those other places. So you guys are for sure Europeans pretending to be Semites. That's fine. You won't let us in there. Cool. So Islam. Okay. Try that out, try that out. And so you go there for structure and for goodness. And so a lot of the blacks who are kind and good hearted, you go there. And sometimes you find that you are not welcome there. You still stay there in that house. That's why the ism is pure. It's for all of mankind. It's for all of mankind. And it is regulated, unlike Islam. You have any animal claims that they're a Muslim. Andrew Tate claims he's a Muslim. Kevin Gates claims that he's a Muslim. There's no one to say, no, he's not. And in fact, if someone like myself who would come out and say, no, this can't be it. This can't be what was intended. This is not what I read about in the Quran. This is not the example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. This is not the Sunnah. Then the Muslims say, oh, give him time. He's learning. Give him time. Only Allah knows his heart. Not all that. I know his heart and I'm not Allah. I know his heart. Or maybe I am. Maybe I'm God and I ain't even know it. Because I know his heart. and it's wicked, it's black-hearted, it's greedy, it's not right. So that's why I don't teach religion. I teach this ism. You dig? So the point is this. And look at this. Bro said the Jews have too many rules, cultish. Well, that's the thing about religion. It has rules and it has structure, and you have to abide by it to be in it. So the definition of religion and cult is really a matter of size and perceived danger. If it's big, you call it a religion. If it's small, you call it a cult. If you want to claim it's dangerous, you call it a cult, whether it is or is not. You just got to say that you don't want to meet a standard. That's all it is. Most people, they don't want to meet a standard. They don't want to transform. They don't want to get better. That's why it's easy to be a part of these big mega churches and these huge religions that are not controlled or regulated. It's easy. I heard a fat black woman with a blonde wig say that I can go to church from my living room. She watches the televangelists. Fascinating. Fascinating. It's easy to be a part of a religion where they say, we don't judge. God is love. Jesus accepted everybody. Well, then why do we even need to practice the religion? There is no religion if you can do anything you want. Come on. There is no Islam if you tell every new revert Muslim that, oh, Allah knows your heart. It's okay if you drink alcohol, fornicate, eat pork, and do all this stuff. Allah knows your heart. You'll get there. You drink, smoke hookah, smoke cigarettes, and all this stuff. Come on. Let's talk about it. We're going to get into it. And I'm not here to disparage anyone's religion. No. I'm just here to shed light. And so to Alvin's point, the blacks, they go to Islam because it is a structured religion that makes provisions for those who would need to defend themselves, those who are perhaps hunted and disrespected in the society. If you look at the story of the Prophet Muhammad and when Islam was being founded as a religion, a complete guide and way of life, he and his followers were persecuted by the Quraysh. They were run out of ancient Arabia. They did go to Ethiopia and were, given favor by the king of Abyssinia. Fascinating story, really. So it's definitely something that a people such as the Black Americans can relate to. It'll have resonance. Yes, indeed. And look at the people, it's brainless. So what do you practice? First off, I'm not your boy. I don't even know you. You're a degenerate with no name and no photo. I'm not your boy. I don't know you. Don't talk to me informally. Talk to me with respect. And as I've said a million times, I just spread this ism. That's Marquettism. Thank you. Help these dumb in the audience. You dig? That's how you know I'm not here to be popular. I'm not here to be a celebrity. You heard me clearly. Shout out to Darren, writes tuition for the early morning ism. Yes, indeed, man. It took so long for the sun to rise today. I was like, the sun still ain't out. Shout out to Mr. Minna, writes, nobody else out here like you, boss. Truly cares. You dig? Yeah, no, they out here fronting for $1. Shout out to Mark. He writes, you're on fire with this one. Peace of Saints. I appreciate you. It fires me up to see people being misguided in mass, especially when you take on the cloak of religion, which is to say you adapt something that is beautiful, something that can be pure, something that people go to for help and solace. And you take that and you turn a gateway to heaven into a sure path to hell. That's evil to me. I find that to be very evil. Is that just me that finds that to be evil? Now I acknowledge, shout out to Steve. Now also acknowledge Como, writes Mr. Burton, drip A1 in a real way. You dig? I appreciate you, man. We got the MDB label, and this is stitched, by the way. This is not printed. This is stitched. It's called quality. We got the manandwomanbrand.com. That represents the natural pairing of the male and the female. And by the way, this stitching color right here is exactly the same thread and color. It get like that. Then we got the MDB label, log in, boss up. Now, also acknowledge Dominic writes, peace of saints, I'll need to catch the replay. But a man who moves with knowledge will always be questioned. But a man who moves in ignorance is left alone. That should tell you everything about the system. Yes, indeed. Speaking of such, just last night I got in from Egypt and I have global entry. And you must remember when I left the country, my bags arrived days later because TSA retained my luggage to search it thoroughly. And when I got back into the United States, I was going through global entry because I am someone who should be able to get through quickly because I paid for global entry. They vetted my background and said, you're good to go. Initially, they rejected me. And I said, well, why'd you do that? I have no criminal record. And then they would not explain why. I appealed, and they have 14 months. And if they don't give you granted after 14 months, it's auto granted. So that's what happened. And then when I got back to the United States, I was going through global entry, which is supposed to be fast. And then the guy looked at my passport, scanned it, looked at his computer, made a face, then got a little case, put my passport in the case, and then said, come with me, walked me to a private area in which I was interrogated. Clearly, the United States government has an issue with me. This has been a consistent thing. I did get a little bit of footage of this, which I'll share with you guys within the next 48 hours. Shout out to Rodney, came in with a baller alert. He writes, peace of the saints, assassin or nothing. That color you have on is clean. Clit it in. He writes, in that suit with the similar color you wore when you were overseas was super clean. Mr. Burton, have you relocated to Georgia permanently? No. And in fact, nothing in this life is permanent. Atlanta is a Sodom and Gomorrah. I just can't be around women that are just so low. He writes, or is that just another base of operations? I'm asking because I was thinking about relocating to Saint City. Saint City is a cool spot. Right now, I'm looking at Florida and Texas. So that's where headquarters will be, Florida or Texas. So we'll be carving that out soon. Shout out to Darius writes, in Kuala Lumpur, they might have been foreigners, usually Thai. Yes, but the issue is not that they were, not if they were Thai or Malaysian, but rather the fact that they were allowed to operate, the fact that they have a multitude of spas that have males, females, and transformers working there unfettered is the problem. In a proper Islamic country, you should not have these dens of LGBTQ activity. He writes, doing that as a citizen will earn them the death penalty. Alhamdulillah. Also, 30% are other ethnicities who are not Muslim. Well, I challenge that. Sometimes the Muslims aren't Muslim. That's the basis of this entire conversation, is that the Muslims aren't even Muslim. That's a wild era that we're in. Well, I guess it's always been like that. Let me not say that. So often we hear people say modern women or nowadays. No, things have always been crazy. I've been reading the Bible with you, the Old Testament, and chicks were hashtag me tooing people back then. Nothing has changed, my dear boy. Shout out to Mr. Chapman. He writes, I get the same reaction if I speak Hebrew to an Israeli. That part. This happened often in Vietnam. Oh, yeah, them Israelis were very rude people. Didn't seem like God's chosen. Glad you made it home safely. Peace to the saints. Yes, indeed. Peace to the saints. I've made it home very safely and in high spirits and high energy, asking myself, what can I do today that will make today a great day in my life? Make this life worth living. Luigi comes back with a baller alert. He writes, my apologies. I've been leeching on this great content for too long to support so little. Thank you for your guidance. I'm in a position to support for those men who do not feel abundance yet. May all of us stand for ourselves and be grateful for your time. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. It really does, because I know everyone works hard for their money, as I do. And I just appreciate the fact that you could sit there and watch and freeload, and you said, I'm going to stand up. So thank you for that. It really does mean a lot to me. It's a way of you saying thank you in a meaningful way. So I really do appreciate you. I want you to know that. Anyways, may I acknowledge, shout out to RM writes, Marquette, where is the best place to send tuition? I want to make sure you get 100%. Venmo. The Venmo below is the best place. And thank you for asking, because Super Chat, it's appreciated. I know some people, maybe it's the most convenient thing for them, so it's better than sending nothing. But the Google Corporation takes 30%. So if you send $1, or shall we say, if you send $10, they take $3 and then send $7 to the creator. And then the government will then come by and take $2 or $3 from you. So you end up with like $4, which is insane. But I don't mind having partners. Really, I don't. I do a lot of businesses with partners, but Google censors me and they shadow ban me. So that is not a partner. That is an enemy. And I am aware that I am behind enemy lines, and we are operating as best we can given these circumstances. Shout out to Enrique, right? Saint, I needed this teaching. We need this teaching. Thank you. You are welcome, and I thank you. May I acknowledge the Jughead, writes, greetings, Saint. I appreciate but do not agree with your views on Pan-Africanism. I am on a break at work, so I cannot call in. Okay, well, when you're feeling it, man, call in. I'll fry you up. You dig? Pan Africanism is fake. It is a scam. There is no such thing as Pan Africanism. In fact, I'd even challenge that there's no such thing as the Black community in America or even in your country. And I've probably been to whatever country you hail from. I see that you have the British pound symbol here, but I trust that you are not of British blood. And we can talk about that. I'd be happy to talk about it. Young lady earlier today, she says, well, why do you travel so much? I travel so much so that I can understand mankind. And I do. So we can talk about it. Shout out to Big Stepper supporting the work. Now also acknowledge Abdul came in supporting. And shout out to, he writes, how's your Ramadan going? It's going very well. And I thank you for asking. Shout out to the Jughead writes, I'm looking forward to calling in and having a great chat with you. Love and respect from your Nigerian brother over here in the UK. Shout out to the UK, bruv. And shout out to Nigeria. Fascinating place. In fact, I was just seeing a reel that I thought was quite entertaining and illuminating. So if you wouldn't mind real quick, just for those who are Pan-Africanists, who are under the false idea that Africans care anything about you or each other, it's nonsense. For example, the gentleman in the reel, and I know this to be true, he says, some of these people I'm seeing when I visit West African nations, be them Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, these have to be the descendants of those who sold us into enslavement. And I know this because they're still here lying, cheating, and stealing. Are these persons today, presently, who would sell and resell the same land 12 times to us Black Americans and to other foreigners? These are the same people with the same mentality, greedy, careless, don't view you as a brother at all. And this happens all the time. You can see many horror stories on YouTube from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone, from Liberia, where people have been sold land that was already sold and resold and resold and resold by your own Black brother. They're not your brother. You have no real bond. You don't share ideas, values, heritage. You have no connection. It's false. People use that. Hey, my brother. When someone says my brother to you, know that you are about to be tricked, scammed, or fooled unless you share a mother. So I look forward to the day. It's always a pleasure for me to meet the saints. And you can tell anyone who, you can hear from anyone who meets me. Ironic, this is an ironic thing. They'll often say, he's very humble, which I don't come off this way online. But that's often what people say. And I think it's just the fact that I am as happy to meet you as you are to meet me, because I really love good people. And so there's always a mutual respect and appreciation. And one thing you guys might not realize is, because I hate being disrespected so much, I really do, because I deserve respect, I always engage people with great levels of respect because I want my respect back. So I give it first. And I always advise you all to not show up with a request, show up with an offer, show up with a gift first. And so I give the gift of respect, expecting that to be returned back. And it always is, you see, because fans or saints or members will approach me, and they approach me with respect, and I return it back to them. The persons who are, mentally ill, haters and all that, they are terrified when they see me in person. So they never say anything. True story. I've never one time been confronted by like a disgruntled YouTube viewer. And that should tell you guys something. But if it ever does happen, and I advise you guys, don't try it. I don't recommend it, because you will find that I am everything that I've ever said I am. And in fact, I was watching Aaron the Plumber on a clip recently, and I was really pleased with Aaron for a couple reasons. In fact, I think I should do a video on him sometime soon. I was pleased with him, one, because I know that he watches my content and he's soaking up ism and he's reflecting that to other people. I don't mind that he's stealing without sharing where he got his information, but I'm just happy that he's using good information as opposed to following folks like, the ones I've named earlier. But where I was disappointed in the gentleman is, now he asked for a lot of fades, and me personally, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think a lot of people need to be socked out. And I think that this will eventually make the world a lot more peaceful when they know that if you're going to babble, you're going to have to throw hands. I think people will be more thoughtful. So anyways, you see them asking for a lot of fades. And you even see them get put out like a cigarette every now and then, which is fine. They get like that. You know what I mean? That's a part of the game. If you can't take an L, you're not a man. You're not a boss. You're a coward, a liar, and a pretender. But I saw there was a time he was beefing with Ray J's bodyguard, and the bodyguard was a lot bigger than him. And all of a sudden, the lion turned into a house cat. And that was disappointing because you really need to be that, whatever that is, all the time. You need to be willing to go for victory every time and then take your L when it comes. And don't make excuses. And so he was barking at the bodyguard who was bigger than him. And he was clearly scared, but he was barking like he wasn't scared. And then the bodyguard spit on him. And after getting spit on, he then didn't do anything and left and then just made videos after that. And I thought, that's not very gangster. And that also just really, it doesn't reflect well on our culture. You'll hear him talking like me. That's because we come from the same area. And that doesn't reflect well on our culture. It's like, bro, if you a thug on Monday, be a thug on Tuesday. If you're a thug on Tuesday, be a thug on Sunday. And just to see him basically ask for a fade, get spit on, and then run away and then make videos. I was like, bro, you's a nerd. You's a straight nerd. And the worst thing about it is someone like him who's essentially unhinged, he'll gather a significant following of ghetto, low-class females because they are unhinged, and his femininity, his emotionalism is what they have inside of them: irrationality, drama. That's all. That's why he does so well on these reality dating shows, because he's very dramatic. And because he has no emotional control like a young boy, he creates conflict, and women love drama. And so he will encounter many a harlot now who previously wouldn't have even looked at him or talked to him. And he will become wrapped up in his temporary fame, and he will consistently be abused by the women, by the industry, by other men, by celebrities, because he does not understand what he is wrapped up in. And my heart goes out to him. So Aaron, if you ever want to come to me for guidance, just man to man, feel free to reach out and I'll speak to you in sincerity. And I haven't said any of this to disrespect you, just to correct you out of love. But if you do feel disrespected, I also throw hands, and I don't ever back down. Like, I'm never going to start like this and then like back down. I'm going to go all the way, no matter what. And that's not to say I'm more gangster than Aaron. Like, Aaron's probably way more gangster than I am. But the thing is, it's just that I'm more of a man, which is to say, like, I'm not going to start doing this and asking for a fade, and then when it's time for the fade, like, all of a sudden, like, tuck my tail and run. Like, nah, if I looked at bro and I was like, I don't want to fade, bro, I'm not going to pop off trying to see if he's going to like stay civil. I'm not going to pop off at the mouth and see if he doesn't want to get arrested, so maybe he won't fight me because there's cameras rolling. I'm not going to do all that. You heard me? I'm going to just be real and be myself. And if myself doesn't want to fight this bigger person, I'm not going to pop off at the mouth. I'm going to speak with respect. You heard me? So, it's love, but I'm going to just keep it a bean out here. Shout out to Josh. Came in by PayPal, writes, tuition, peace of the saints. I also acknowledge Rodney came in. Always good to see Rodney. He writes, thanks for answering my question, Saint. Absolutely. Davion writes, peace of the saints, tuition for the powerful life. The ism must be spread. That's what I'm telling you. I agree. Spread this ism. Share the videos, share the work, share the knowledge, and live it. That's the greatest example you can give. So many fake Christians, fake Muslims out here live the ism. Huh? Let's go. Shout out to Dominic writes, I hope my sample, you know what it did? I actually just opened it last night and I damn near feel like I need some directions. But I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see if I can fiddle around with it and see if I can figure out, because it looks like it has some pretty cool features. So I'm going to play with that. He writes, let the haters hate and the winners win. So yeah, Dominic, do follow up with me because I'm going to play with that a little bit. Pause. And then I'll show it to the people. Shout out to Isaiah. He writes, thoughts on Tank Roach fight. I didn't see it. I did see some highlights online, but if Tank took a knee and they didn't take points off, it just shows the corruption in boxing. But in boxing, we always say, if you knock them out, you don't need the judges. So that's that. But it was apparently a good bout. Shout out to Nathaniel writes, tuition for the game. I appreciate you. Shout out to the real one. Shout out to the men that stand up, make their name known. Shout out to those who pay what they owe. Yeah, but it must have been a good fade. And always happy to see new fighters get acknowledgement because fighting is very brutal. I mean, right now, currently, I still have a broken rib. You hear me? It's just a brutal thing, and you got to respect those guys. They are true savages. Like, those are not normal people. Those are savages. You hear me? Yeah. Yes, indeedy. And mind you, bro writes, all religions are BS. Now, as true as that may be, the ism does not teach you to say that. You see, you need to get the Book of Dark Truths. If somebody would be kind enough to drop the Book of Dark Truths link, you see, the ism teaches you to think before you speak and to ask, what will this word profit me? Come on now, like, we're not women. We don't just emote and just express our emotions because we feel some kind of way. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. May I acknowledge by PayPal? Shout out to Taylor. He writes, appreciate you, sir. Peace of the saints. I appreciate you. Dominic writes, multiple partners, multiple wives, or women. We're going to dig in because that topic is definitely about to come up with Gates. You see, there is plural marriage, or what might be properly termed polygyny. And then there's the filthy practice that people call poly. This is for the sexual deviants. We're going to get into it because you have perverts that take something that can be pure, upright, and decent, and they turn it into filth. Shout out to Richie, writes, appreciate all the hard work and information you give us. First of many tuitions, peace of the saints. Oh, and this is a baller alert. And shout out to Richie. Not only did he come in for his first time, which I always encourage people to do new things in life. You must do that if you're going to get new outcomes. But he also came in balling. So that's a beautiful thing. May we all acknowledge Richie in the chat. And really do, especially if you haven't contributed, acknowledge him. Acknowledge people doing a good thing. That should feel good to you. You heard me? May I also acknowledge Como. He writes, RL Ralph Lauren. Okay, got you. May I acknowledge Jacob supporting the work. Appreciate you. Shout out to none of the above. Writes, first of all, Beyonce is mid. Hope her fans don't attack me as I'm still fasting. All praises in all seriousness. Can we get another stock live? I would support. You know what? I appreciate that you would support, but they're so poorly attended and so poorly supported. It's just not a good use of time. And I did it consistently every day for like a month. And the data is very clear. But right now I'm trading stock crazy and I'm going in pretty deep, so it's either going to go really well or it's not, but 9 out of 9, it's going to go really well. So I'm very excited to see the market recover and my fortunes rise. Shout out to Kobe supporting the work. Writes, support. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. Shout out to the real. Let's get it. Do confirm that the audio from this video is coming in loud and clear once I click the play button.
Blake.
Warren, what's saying the show?
Oh, thanks for having me on. Okay, so I have a dilemma.
So first off, I want to acknowledge, some positivity, try to be balanced. I like that OG Booby Black and Kevin Gates have a good relationship as men. Hopefully it's not a perverse relationship. So I like to see people getting on and having long-standing relationships. That's what I teach you: health, wealth, relationships. Secondly, I can tell in someone's tone what race they are, in some cases what ethnicity they belong to. And thirdly, what income level they're at by the way they use English. This woman is clearly an overweight Black woman. There's no doubt about that. Overweight and low income. And she is a pervert. And so she's calling into other perverts to affirm her in her perversion. Let's hear what is said. And let's see why I said these are demons calling in to the devil.
I am a bisexual female.
Already. She ain't got 3 words out. We already talking about sex. She ain't got 3 words out. She already said, I'm a deviant. I'm a deviant. It's a pity.
Ace and OG Booby Black.
Warren, what's saying the show?
Oh, thanks for having me on.
And shout out to OG Booby Black. I know he obviously, may have had an issue in the field, but shout out to OG Booby Black. Shout out to Gates. I really do think those brothers have so much to contribute, but they have to stop the filth. And let us hear a bit of it.
Okay, so I have a dilemma.
Yeah, so you got the Muslims smoking cigars. Shout out to Tate. Shout out to Gates. Smoking Muslims, cigars. Got it.
I am a bisexual female.
Damn.
And
also known as a pervert.
When you go to McDonald's, you order that swirl.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to be in a poly relationship.
What kind of pilot?
So she's basically saying, I would like to engage in sexual perversion with everyone. And I would like to call it a relationship. Listen, love, if you're tossing out your vagina to everybody, that's not a relationship, baby. That's not a relationship. So this is often what you see the evil doing. They would like to make normal that which is abnormal. This is why you have a male laying with a male and they try to call it marriage when we all know that is not marriage. Marriage is between one male and one woman, or one male and multiple females. And this is biblical and in the Quran and in Judaism. That is the definition of marriage. It is heterosexual by definition. But what they do is they try to liken their filthy ways to clean ways so that they can feel normal, but also slide over the unknowing and the youth to their filthy behavior. They're recruiters. The LGBTQ, they are not producers because you can't have kids, male and male, female and female. They're not producers like you and I. They are recruiters. And I'm about to start producing. So any beautiful, more importantly, youthful and productive women, slide my DM. Somebody drop my IG in case women want to build a dynasty. You heard me? In case they want to build a dynasty and live in a righteous home.
Relationship you trying to be in? You want to be with a man and a woman?
A man and a woman, yeah, but I want us all to live in the same house. We all need to have a job, an income, and we need to live great.
That's how you know she's broke, because she said job and income, which is basically the same thing, right? So yeah, she's broke. She mentioned the money thing twice. So she's trying to pool resources. But the worst thing is she doesn't realize when you come together with people and there's no leader. There's no leader when the female is going to the male for satisfaction and the other female for satisfaction. There's no hierarchy. The male and the female are basically equals to this sick bisexual woman, as she would call it bisexual. I just call it deviance. So when you have no leader, no shared values, and no guiding principles, it can only lead to chaos and destruction. Come on.
But if you never be honest about what you want and living in your truth, because you already
living in your truth. And this is what the female loves. They love to hear this kind of filth because they feel, because women, they always want to justify. There's no accountability. So living in your truth, which is to say, if you feel it, then it's true. If you feel it, then it's right. If you feel it, then it's okay. Sometimes you feel things that are not okay. Sometimes you feel things that are not the truth. Sometimes you feel things that are wrong. Sometimes you're possessed by things that are not good. Yeah. Sometimes you need to suppress feelings. Marquette, what? Yeah, you do. Listen, you got to suppress some things. Civilization is not a place ruled by your impulses. Your impulses do not rule civilization. But what we do with females, which is different than males, we tell males, suppress, control your aggression, control your sexual drives. Don't say this, don't do that. But with women, we say, oh, it's okay. Cry if you want to cry. Yell if you want to yell. Hit him, punch him. It's okay. But if a man does the same thing, he cries, he's a punk. He hits the girl's domestic violence. It's all different. Not saying that it's okay. But if you're going to treat the woman as a child, then I'm not going to treat her as an equal because a child is not equal to me. Worst thing, you have dumb nerds nowadays. Back in the day, nerds used to be smart before video games came out because they could occupy themselves like with reading and things like that. Science experiments. Now these nerds are just idiots. Shout out to Isaiah. He writes, can Tank's legacy still reach the level of bro, stop it. Stop it. No, he can never reach Floyd. What? Shout out to Melvin writes, something you taught me. I open doors not because they deserve it or because I expect something, but because I'm a man of respect. Peace of saints tuition. Yeah, if that's how you convey respect, do your thing. Increasingly, I ain't opening the door and I ain't holding the door, depending on the context. You heard me? I'm like, nah, you're gonna have to get that yourself, homegirl. You're gonna have to get that yourself, madam. You're gonna have to get that yourself, playboy. Absolutely not. People have no appreciation or decency out here. Yes, indeed. We are of a different culture. Imagine you too stupid to write a proper sentence in one of the most impactful languages in human history, one of the most commonly spoken languages the world over, but you're telling me that my logic is flawed. Please stop it, idiot. Low IQ fool. Jesus. What are the chances that you're smarter than me? They're so low. They're so low. Shut up and listen. They're so low, idiot. And this is the thing about religious persons. They become blind to their zealotry. They don't realize that their mind is victim of the things that impact human psyche. As a child, which is a time to influence, you were taught a story. Stories impact the human psyche. That's why marketers use stories. And this is a fictional story that impacted your mind. And they also don't realize that there's so much fiction created around Islam. In the Bible, in the Quran, you see it says, follow the example of the Prophet Muhammad. Then you have the hadith, which are writings of the doings of the Prophet Muhammad and the sayings in some cases. But then you have to verify, well, is this one fake? Is this made up? Who wrote this? And then you have to ask yourself, even the people who wrote the goings on with the Prophet Muhammad, like, were they accurate? Well, how accurate are people nowadays? Not very accurate. They exaggerate, they lie, they make up things. So you have a holy book from God telling you to rely on the unholy adherence of a man. I don't know. So I say that to say this. You're an idiot with low IQ who was impacted by a fictional story you heard as a child that you hang on to with like a death grip. And despite all of the evidence observing the filthy behaviors of people who go under your same title of Muslim or Christian or Jew, you see Al-Qaeda, you see ISIS, you see all of these persons who do horrible crimes. And the Quran itself states that to kill one innocent person is like killing all of mankind. And despite that, you still follow this religion where so many of the adherents engage in filthy ways. And instead of saying, you know what is Marquette saying that is true? And how could I, instead of addressing Marquette, why don't I go address Andrew Tate and Kevin Gates, who are bringing filth upon the name of Islam? Or instead of giving dawah, trying to convert people to the religion, why don't I look at the people who already claim to be of the religion and try to get them to practice it instead of lie and pretend? I cannot tell you how many hijabis or hojabis. They cover their hair, but wear tight pants. I can look at your butt crack right now. You're wearing linen pants that are see-through and I can see your thong, but you're wearing a hijab with it. So you must be a good woman. Allahu Akbar. It's ridiculous. You're an imbecile and you're an effeminate beta male. That's why you came to talk to me on the internet. Because if we were in real person, especially if we were in the third world and there was no one around, I'd probably try to choke you to death. You see, I wouldn't want to use a weapon. I'd want to choke you to death with my bare hands so that I could feel the life leave your body. And as you were passing away to nowhere, I would keep on telling you, I am Allah. Because I'm exercising the power of God in that moment, which is control over life and death. And at that moment, I'm a life taker of you. That's what I would do. You see, that's how I actually feel about you imbeciles. I don't think you should exist. Carrying on.
Know what your happiness looks like for you. See, most people say, I want to be happy, but they don't know what it looked like. You already know what it looked like. So
see, this is the problem with the LGBTQ is because they're such perverts and they're so broken and they don't have family. Family is a major source of happiness for all of us, especially those who have good parents, good siblings. It's a major source. And those who make good children, it's a source of happiness. But the perverts, because the Western man has allowed the white woman to get out of control, and we have burdened them, not blessed them with contraceptive and birth control and all this stuff. Now they behave like men and they have sex indiscriminately, so they don't have children. That's not a source of their joy. And because Western families are broken apart, the parents go to the retirement home, the grandparents are dying somewhere and no one cares about them. They're on Social Security, and we have faulty friendships, and we have hollow romantic relationships, just entanglements from Tinder. We don't get joy from the real sources, and so they use sex as an approximation of feeling love and connectedness. They don't really feel connected. They don't really feel love, but for the moments of sexual passion and intercourse, they feel connected. They feel a fake love. And that's why the LGBTQ, which is to say broken persons, they have sex as such a top of mind priority. And you heard this lost individual say that, you know, you figured out what makes you happy. No, sex is not what makes people happy. It might please you in a moment. It might satisfy you. It's not going to make you content, happy, or at peace, you see. And that's the problem, is that these perverts use their genitals to lead their life. She's trying to organize a whole life around her sexual perversion. It's extraordinary. Come on now. Yeah, this is some real ism popping off right here, man. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Emmanuel supporting the work via Venmo. Appreciate you. He writes, peace to the saints. May I also acknowledge Ralph writes, master communicator course, Assassin or nothing. Okay, let me go ahead and save this. So as soon as I get off of this, I'm going to get you set up on that master communicator course. And Ralph sent it in via Venmo. And if you guys, there are some people they're saying that they want to do it on school, but they don't want to have a recurring membership. If that's the case, you can just send in your payment via Venmo, and I'll set you up on school, as I'm doing for Ralph. And shout out to the folks who are taking every step to put themselves in position for greater success. That is wise. I've never regretted a dollar spent, and certainly not a dollar spent on making myself better. You dig? Come on now. You got to love yourself, and you got to show it to yourself. Carrying on.
All you got to do is be honest with yourself, and also be honest with the people or the person that you feel like you want to do that with.
Right, but it's not common around me and the people that I'm around. I don't know where to find the kind of people that want to live the life that.
She's saying, how do I find a pervert, Kevin? Like, the people around me are decent church-going people. Where the perverts at? Well, go ahead, move to Atlanta or San Francisco, dear.
I'm trying to
You find a man that you find attractive, and y'all develop a rapport.
See, no, that's why you shouldn't be listening to someone like this. He said, you find a man that you find attractive. That was such woman thinking. A man, you see, as a father. See, when I speak to a lot of you, sometimes I'm speaking as a father. If a woman says, Marquette, well, what should I look for in a man? I would never say a man you find attractive. That's the most idiotic thing. And here's the comedy. You don't have to tell her that, because she's already going to look for a man she finds attractive. You have to tell her a man who is disciplined, a man who is consistent, a man who is rational, realistic, a man who earns well. Those are the things you have to tell the woman. You don't have to tell her to find a man that's attractive. Dummy, she's already looking for that. But here's the worst part. His looks don't take care of your kids. His looks don't make him honest. Sad, man. It's sad. And that's what he led with. Find a man you find attractive. Now, what is attraction about? Attraction goes right back to the sex. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Or you loving on him, and you find a woman and y'all develop a rapport and you loving on her. Hey, listen, this is what I want to do. What's going on?
Yeah. Now, here's the weird thing. I want you guys to understand the language with me. Break it down. He says you're loving on him. You're loving on her. And we need to stop using the term make love and just call it what it is. Copulation, intercourse, sex. Because often when we're having sex, we're not making love. You're not creating love. That's a lie. That's a fraud. You're copulating, you're having sex, you're procreating, what have you. But when we start likening it to love, that's where things get dangerous and dishonest. She's in a sex triangle. That's not love. Baby girl trying to set up the threesome. That's not love. Come on now. I got to pronounce this stuff funny, hoping that the Google AI filters won't catch it and then flag this video. Come on. These are the times we live in. Telling the truth is becoming illegal. Yes, indeed. It's becoming illegal. May I also acknowledge? Shout out to none of the above. He writes, member only live. To be honest, I'll have to watch it back, given I'll be in a bunch of meetings all morning, but we'll still support. I appreciate you. I recently did a member only live just a few days ago. I'm going to do another one. I want to do a member only live based on a conversation that I had with a white German in first class on this flight I just got off of. So it was a really impactful conversation. I want to do that one for the members only. So I will be listing that one sometime soon. So keep an eye out. If you're not a member, we invite you to join this thing of ours, thesassin.com, THESASN.com. Click join. Shout out to the ballers. Andrew writes, I will have to catch this later. Just had to send in support. I recently purchased a black box. Looking forward to reading. That's love right there. And you're going to find infinite value from the black box. For those of you who would like a low-cost ebook, you can get one at my website, thesassin.com. Or if you like the paperback, you can go to Amazon, just type in the black box. Marquette Burton has over 500 reviews, probably 600 reviews. We're not talking about purchases, just reviews. They're all 5-star. And you cannot fake Amazon reviews. So you will enjoy it. May I acknowledge Mr. Buck? He writes, I'm getting a suit made in Chicago. I remember you saying that they still send the fabric abroad. That's a fact. I appreciate you inspiring me to get custom drip. There you go. I'm inspiring you, hopefully, to get to the bag above all. You know, looking good is a beautiful thing, but being good is the most important thing. So I don't encourage people to fake it till you make it. I encourage people to really make it. I'm not an image consultant. You heard me? I'm a one who drives self-improvement and self-development in men, women, and children. So I really want you guys to make it to the top. And I support you in that. That's why you guys go to thesassin.com, click products. Those are products made by you guys that I taught entrepreneurship. Shout out to Michael supporting the work.
Let's start a household. Let's start a family.
You'll be amazed at what you can get people to agree to if you just ask.
I know, right?
Mama, you just gonna have to have that conversation with your husband, with your future husband. We're gonna speak it into existence. You're gonna have to just be honest.
See, that's what they do again with your husband. But you don't want a husband. You want like a sex triangle. You don't want a husband. You're a filthy, degenerate female. You don't want a husband. You want a sex triangle. And now he's trying to put it in the language of religion, in the language of decency and morals. She's not talking about a husband.
With both of them and let them know what it is that you want. What happiness look like for you.
And maybe
Now, this is why men like us, the leadership class, are necessary, because we stop the masses from being primitive and being driven by their base desires, being driven by the desire to have intercourse, the desire to be greedy, the desire to, have things that are maybe not good for them or meant for them. Sad. And what is he telling? Hey, go with whatever your caprice leads you to.
They're not in alignment with what happiness look like for you. Then, hey, we're going to have to disalign ourselves, but I still love you.
Now, that's the funny thing. He's telling a woman to lead herself. He's telling a woman to lead herself. Oh, I know they love that. So many unruly women. You see, he said, well, if this man tells you, hey, baby, you're lost, but let me get you back on track. Hey, love, you have strayed into the darkness. You are wandering blindly, but let me show you the straight path. This degenerate just said, well, if he's not on what you want, get rid of him, which is to say, don't submit to leadership, lead yourself. And where can she lead herself to? Anywhere other than destruction? I doubt it.
You're just not going where I'm going. I'm going to have to go get me another front end alignment.
Yeah, make sure everybody fall in
Yeah, I
line.
got to keep this wheel in the road.
And you so open. See, that's the thing. I'm not that open.
You got to be.
Well, you see, the reason that you're not open, because you, love, have something called shame. And he is shameless. He has no shame. He has no decency, no morals. He has already suffered. He suffered so much. His innocence was torn from him as a boy. Do you know what it's like as a boy to have a grown man go up your backside, or a grown man make you give him fellatio? I don't. Thank God. Thank God. You thank all the gods, all of them. But his innocence was torn from him. His shame was torn from him because he was forced into such low things and never recovered. You still have some shame. Use it. Listen to the voice inside of you. Listen to God telling you something. Acknowledge your God consciousness. It's telling you, stop. You're going the wrong way. This is wrong. But instead, she marches with the assurance of a zombie toward abomination and her own destruction.
You
Hey,
got to
let me
live
tell you
the
something,
truth.
baby. Hey, let me tell you something. My grandmother told me, if you're doing something you're ashamed of, baby, you ain't
You
got no
shouldn't be
business
doing it.
doing it.
I don't want nobody to know how freaky I really am.
See, she just said, I don't want anyone to know how freaky I really am. Maybe that's because your level of what you're calling freakiness is not freakiness. Maybe it's perversion. Maybe it's wickedness. Maybe it's sickness. That's why you hide it. Like me, for example. I'm very vanilla. You hear me? Like, I'm a real man. That's why chicks, Like, look, you don't need no nail paint. Don't paint your fingernails. Don't put on eyelashes. Don't wear lingerie. None of that. Listen, I'm a man. You come up out them clothes, baby. I'm on strong and I'm ready to go. I don't need no lace underwear. Nah, none of that. I don't need none of that. Bend that over, doggy style. Shorty, we gonna get this cracking. You hear me? I don't need a pill or nothing. Like, I'm on go. Like I'm 16 years old. Because I'm a heterosexual man. Like, girl, are you a dingbat? You don't need to wear high heels. You don't need to dress up. You just need to be a woman because I'm a man. I'm naturally attracted to you, dummy. It's only these perverts that grow up on adult content can't get it up. It's only these perverts that are half gay. They need you to do all this weird stuff. Come on, man. Let's talk about it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, baby.
What they gonna do? Give you a ticket? What's gonna happen?
Okay. Well, I do have something.
Now, here's the funny thing is they're directly contradicting what they just said. He said, my grandmother said, and maybe everybody's black grandma said this, if you feel ashamed, you shouldn't be doing it. And then she said, I feel ashamed. And then they said, well, why do you feel ashamed? You shouldn't feel ashamed. What, they gonna give you a ticket? So instead of honoring what grandma said, which is if you feel ashamed, don't do it, they did the opposite. They said, you feel ashamed, you shouldn't feel ashamed. They tried to shoo away her natural inclination, knowing it's wrong. They tried to push away God. They tried to push away that small dying voice in her pushing for goodness. Come on now. Come on now. Yes, indeed.
I would love to have this conversation with.
Yes, ma'am. You need to have that conversation. You need to live in your
live
truth.
in your truth, sugar. You heard me? And let them know, this is what you.
And that's, again, womanly language, living your truth. I'm living my truth. I'm living my best life. Womanly language, not in a good way. Oh, it's all about the vibe. Oh, the energy isn't right. I'm in my masculine energy. I'm in my feminine energy. What the hell does any of this mean? It means nothing. It's female language. Imprecise. Come on now. These balls are broads.
You want, and this how it's going down. And if it ain't going on that way, just go to the next play. You heard me? It's gonna happen for you.
And no hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? No hard feelings.
And you'll be surprised how many people.
I wouldn't be surprised what these balls probably do to each other. Shout out to Ibrahim supporting the work via PayPal. Writes, thank you, Saint Tuition. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. You dig? Yeah, shout out to the real. It's not many of us, but it's more than enough. You dig? One lion can defeat 12 hyenas.
People living like you're living right now today. They just doing the same thing you're doing.
Because if you ain't swinging, we ain't speaking.
Yeah, come out that closet and come in the world.
That was crazy.
I really would love to.
People don't have to accept it, but they for damn sure gonna respect it.
Yeah. No, actually, I don't accept it or respect it. How about that? I don't accept it at all. I don't respect it at all. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I condemn it. It's disgusting. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I really appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Look,
you.
It make me feel good knowing that there's somebody else out there living like I'm living. You know,
Yes,
but I just wanted to tell you, blessings on your journey.
We found a Skittle Guzzler. We got a Skittle Guzzler. Hey, Skittle Guzzler, would love to have you come on and defend your position. So if you would like to teach us, all you have to do is turn on your camera and we'll let you come on and share your Skittle guzzling ways. May I acknowledge Chris? He writes, was wondering your take on eating the cat. Generally speaking, probably something you should avoid, generally speaking. But I tell you what, you heard me, if it's your old lady and that thing look right, man, hey, bro, get you a fork and a knife, nigga, go in. But here's the thing. Me, I like it to have character. I don't like those like designer vaginas when the girl done got I think it's a labioplasty. I don't like a grown woman vagina looking like a kid vagina. They didn't cut the lips off the thing. Like, nah. I need vagina to look like vagina. You dig? That's just me though. So if it's your old lady and it look like you like it to look, do what you do, man. But me personally, like if it don't have no character, if it look like a little kid one, or if it look like one of them surgery ones, like I can't mess with it, bro. And if I don't know shorty like that, there's no way in hell. You crazy. Like I don't even really want to touch it with my hand. Like shit, you dig? So I gotta put a condom on my fingers, you dig? Yeah, man. I see the thing about me, man, cleanliness is important, and I be paranoid as shit, man. I'm the kind of nigga, you hear me? Like I remember I was in Puerto Rico, I chopped down this one broad. And this is a crazy story. I think I probably did this as a player story. And if I haven't, asked me about it. You dig? It's after I gave a speech in Puerto Rico. So I gave a speech at this university And this pretty little skinny thing came to holler at your boy, man. Long story short, I took her up to my office and chopped her down in there. But just it was such a layup. I was paranoid. You feel me? Man, I wish I could have put my balls in the condom. Nigga, I wish I could have put my balls in the condom. I was that paranoid, Brody. But what I did was I was just holding my joint. I rolled the condom all the way back. But sometimes you run out of condom. You hear me? Like some of y'all boys don't know nothing about that. You roll motherfucker back to the serial numbers. But sometimes you run out of condom. The guy ran out of condom. I was like, where did I get this condom from? Did I get this when I was living in South Korea or something? Goddamn. I ran out of condom. So nigga, I got my hand like holding the end of it, hold my balls. I'm trying to stroke her out from the back. Yeah, I'm trying to stroke her out. But I don't want my balls bouncing and hitting the broad's body. You dig? Like I ain't trying to get no skin to skin contact at all, bro. I'm that paranoid. That's just the kind of cat I am. And then when I take off the condom, like, bro, I don't take it off with my hands. Oh, hell no, absolutely not, man. I get me a damn napkin and take the condom off with the napkin and gingerly drop it into the toilet or the garbage can. You know, I be paranoid and I hate. See, here's the thing. I love when they creaming, but also hate when I really have them creaming like that. Cause I'm like, nah, it's going past the condom. I'ma die. No. And that's why I tell you guys, you don't want to deal with strange women. You heard me? You want to deal with respectable women that you deal with on a regular basis. Health, wealth, relationships. You dig? You know, so that's why I don't like dealing with like random broads because I be too paranoid out here. You dig? Man, I be wild paranoid.
I know you're gonna do it.
Thank y'all.
I believe in you. Yes, ma'am. I believe in you. Hey, Kevin Gates and OG Booby Black. Hey, we approve this message.
Yeah, that's a big bag of sugar right there. You heard?
Sick.
That's what's up. Thank y'all.
All right, we appreciate it.
Yeah, you boys got some sugar in your tank. That's what you're talking about. Shout out to Jao, who just became a member at thesassin.com. That's THESASN.com. Click join, become a part of this thing of ours. This real community in real life is a beautiful thing. May I also acknowledge Walton just went and got dripped. He got this sweatshirt right here, which is a beautiful one. And I remind you, this is stitched, not printed. You dig? Yeah, that's called quality. Oh, yeah. And the color of this is just, it's a beautiful thing, man. Especially if you got like, brown skin, you got caramel skin, you got yellow skin, light skin. This is beautiful. If you're white, I would recommend that you get the black version. So if you click the link, which is in the description, they have this in black, which still has the gold text. That's going to hit harder with your complexion because it's going to be a good contrast. You heard me? I want you guys to look good when you wear my stuff. You heard me? Yes, indeed. But in addition, he also got 2 of the I Identify as a White Woman sweatshirts, classics in a real way. May I acknowledge Chris? He writes, was wondering. Oh, okay. I already addressed that one. Yeah, man. But that's one of those things. It's like dessert. Like you don't have dessert with every meal, right? Like it's not something you want to be just doing on a regular basis, is my guess.
Sugar going hard.
She says she want a community.
Yeah.
She wants somebody to be.
They definitely don't fucking make me move.
The one thing just do.
My life is a little drama right now. I've been in a relationship for 8 years with my boyfriend, and I have a 6-year-old son with him. Recently in 2020.
So she's a typical female, nutty as hell. First words out of her mouth. My life has been in drama. I believe it. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 8 years, and we have a son. Boyfriend? You have a kid together, and we're talking about boyfriend? What is this, recess? Knock it off. Grow up. What are you thinking, shorty? Get a life.
I found out that he had an affair as of 2 years and had another baby with another woman.
It'd be like that.
I'm actually meeting her.
What do you call it? An affair? Is it called an affair when a guy does it? Is it called an affair when he's your boyfriend? I thought you got to be married for that to be an affair. I don't know. That's just me, though.
In less than 2 weeks, and that's what I wanted advice on, is to how to go forward with the situation and pretty much advice on how I could technically trust him again and how to go forward with the whole situation.
See, let me give you some advice. Dumb beer. Trust him to be a man. Trust him to do what he's been doing. You hear me? Why don't you figure out how you can treat him like according to what he is? You heard me? It's like, you're like, basically what you really want, you dumb slore, is like you're saying, hey, Marquette, I have a duck and it keeps quacking, but I really want a dog. How do I get my duck to bark? I just want my duck to bark. That's all I want. Well, it turns out you have a duck and ducks quack. So just expect it to quack. You'll be much happier. Shorty, you already have a kid, so you're already locked in. Stop being a goofball. Let's see what these goofies tell her.
I want to commend you on this. Like, it take a strong person to have been cheated on for 2 years and still be a good woman to realize that this.
I want you guys to notice something again about these effeminate males and the way they engage with females. Notice all of these broads called in, from dirt bags to decent women. They never condemn. They never set a standard. There's never a rule. There's never a consequence. And then you guys wonder why these women don't understand consequences, why they don't respect accountability, because these effeminate males let them get off scot-free every time. Everything's a positive response because you can't tell her the truth because you're too weak of a man. Huh? Weak males never tell chicks the truth.
Baby didn't ask to be here. So because your significant other is the father of the child, you're going to aid and assist in the upbringing of that child also, because it's a part of both of y'all's lives if y'all stay together.
Correct.
And I also wanted to say, if you live in your truth.
Here we go again. If you live in your truth, what is that? This is ridiculous.
And you create that space for him to be able to tell you his truth, I think y'all gonna breeze through this shit with flying colors. I know it's gonna be kind of trying, when you meet this woman,
it is.
Because you don't know how, you don't know.
See, that's crazy because no, it doesn't need to be trying. Actually, it can be very simple and predictable, which is to say, you're a woman he's had a child with, which actually that is the definition of marriage. Thank you. Then the other woman he's also had a child with. So now he has a second wife. If you're a decent person, not a psychopath, you've met other women before. You know how to find commonality and common ground. Introduce yourself. You clearly have something in common. I don't know, like the same man busting your guts. So being that you have a lot in common, it should be no issue for you to get together with that other woman and say, hey, look, we're in a family together. Let's make this work. Instead of being a dumb dingbat broad.
This woman got some preconceived notions about you, but I say the best thing to do is enter the situation with love and understanding. You're not there to be verbally combative. I'm not accusing y'all.
Yeah, this is crazy. Why are you so long-winded? Anyways, shout out to Kyle coming in with a double baller alert, writes, peace to the saints. Glad to see you back. I appreciate it. It's good to be back. Good to be in the studio giving you guys high quality content. Shout out to Rodney, came back with the baller alert. The ballers is out. Kyle Ball and Rodney Ball. And he writes, saying I'm cracking up, but I get what you're saying. I only hook up with women I've known for a while, and I always make sure they've been tested. That's advanced. People ask me why I'm so careful, and I'm like, because I care about my health. Plain and simple, bro. That's a beautiful thing. And these chicks out here be real dirt bags. Shout out to Ibrahim. He writes, are your chains available on your website for purchase? Hashtag freshly snipes. These particular chains are actually not available for purchase on the website. And shout out to one of us who has fallen. We had a great brother, Daniel John. I wear these in his honor. One of the saints, a young boy in his 20s, passed away due to cancer, and he was a real hustler. So I wear these in his honor. These are no longer being produced, but I appreciate that. But this hat you can get from manandwomanbrand.com. This sweatshirt you can get from mdblabel.com. It is linked in the description.
Anything, I'm not saying that you're wrong. He might have felt like he couldn't be truthful with the both of us, and it's our responsibility and our duty to help this man understand that he can tell us the truth and we're not going to judge him. If he kept.
Again, with the woman talk, we're not going to judge. Women never want to be judged. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to know what the truth is unless it's favorable. And he's just reinforcing this thinking because he is womanly.
If it concealed for 2 years, he probably had a fear of losing you.
And that's my fear, because I've been trying, and I keep on telling him that the reason why I want to meet her is because I want to do right by the boys, and I need to find out how to tell my 6-year-old that you have a brother. See,
this is what I hate about dumb dingbat broads. It's not that complex, actually. How to tell him? This is how you tell him. Hey, Toby, you have a brother. Your father slept with Cindy, and Cindy had a boy. That makes him your brother in our eyes. So you have a brother. Hey, there he is. Introduce yourself. It's that simple. Stupid people. It's amazing how stupid people can muddle things. It's also amazing how women can add so much complexity. You heard me? And so you got a woman calling a woman. Of course, it's not going to be simple. It should be one. Figure out how to tell them in English.
Yeah, you got a little brother.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not a little brother I gave him. I'm sorry.
I commend you on that, though. I just noticed, like, I'm going to speak for myself as a man. I didn't feel like I could be honest with my significant other.
Right. So that means you're speaking for yourself when you were a boy. Unless you intentionally deceived her because you had some Book of Dark Truth stuff popping off, then you were a boy and you were in fear, which is weak and not manly. So don't speak for yourself as a man when you're speaking the thoughts and actions of a boy. Come on now.
A lot of times in a lot of situations because I felt like she was against me. You ain't happy for me if I go slang this dick. So I ain't gonna tell you nothing. But when the baby came, now I'm forced to tell you, you know, you found out or something. I don't know.
Well, he actually told me, he pulled me to the side and he told me that he hadn't been met.
That was weird. He pulled me to the side. What do you mean he pulled you to the side? Like y'all like, hey, let's walk to McDonald's. And y'all walking to the McDonald's. Y'all talking about like, I think I'm gonna have a McGriddle. How about you? I think I'm gonna have a Big Mac, but I'm gonna tell them no onions though. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll have a Big Mac too, but I'm gonna tell them don't put that piece of bread in the middle. Like I don't need 3 pieces of bread. And you're like, oh, this is a fascinating conversation about a very instant cuisine that's made from nearly inedible ingredients. And he's like, you know what? Hold on one second. Can I pull you to the side? And then like you guys are walking down the sidewalk. Then he grabs your arm, pulls you onto the grass. Now that I've pulled you to the side, hey, by the way, I have another child. It's not by you, in case you're wondering. Like this girl is low IQ. I hate when low IQ people have kids. It's the worst. It is the worst. It's like they hurt all of us. Oh man, we are suffering out here, Brody. Low IQ people got us suffering something vicious, man. Shout out to the ballers. Don writes, I got the Master Communicator course. Well worth the value. Now I'm sending extra. I was too cheap for what I got for it. Damn. Peace to the saints. First baller alert. Shout out to Don. I do believe Don is also a moderator for the channel. We appreciate you. And that's a beautiful thing when someone tells you they got more value than they paid for. That's what you're looking for in life. And as a business person, that's what you're trying to deliver. More value than the person expects. You want to under promise, over deliver. And the Master Communicator course definitely does that. I appreciate you. For those of you who want the Master Communicator course, which should be everyone because everything is communication, somebody do drop the link in the chat. I would be thankful. Carrying on.
Messing with somebody for 2 years and he doesn't know how it happened, but he got her pregnant.
For him to come out and tell you that, I know that was one of the hardest things for him.
Wait, what do you mean he doesn't know how it happened? Like, I wasn't even there and I know how it happened. Like, he was like, she was like, should we use a condom? You're like, yeah, let me get it. Book up, book up. She's like, are you wearing a condom? You're like, no. Book up, book up, book up, book up. And she was like, do you think you should put on a condom? He was like, yeah, book up, book up, book up. She's like, are you going to stop to put it on? He was like, yeah, book up, book up. Ah. She's like, did you pull out? He's like, yeah. And she's like, you didn't sound like you pulled out. Did you pull out? He was like, yeah, I pulled out. She's like, you pulled out? He was like, no, I didn't come yet. And she was like, oh, okay. And then he tried to keep going, but his meat just like a like a fish. It's just like all he tried to keep it going, acting like he ain't nut yet. And I'm like, he coming out. You know damn well he just skeeted all of it. He tried to act like he ain't nut yet. He tried to put that lip in it. And I don't know about y'all, man. If you're a small fry, you ain't got a chance in hell. I'm fortunate enough that my joint be limp, but it still be sizable enough to still be in the guts, though. You heard me? So I just be in there just chilling, just acting like, acting like it's all good. Nigga, that's how it happened. What you mean? He didn't know how it happened. Come on. Was he not there? Stop it. And the foolishness, the utter foolishness.
Him to do it. For him to do that,
think about it.
It was.
For him to do that, he really love you.
That's the only reason I accepted the situation for what it is, and I'm trying, but it's hard. And the only reason I'm meeting her now is because I finally put my foot down, and I'm like, okay, she's my friend, but I was like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? I'm like, are you still with her, or what is going on? Because I need to meet her.
he trying to do the right
What's
thing.
up?
So I salute him for that. And like I said, nobody came out the pussy with a rule book. Cause
Yeah, of
like I
course.
said, I'm learning how to be a better man. I didn't just come out the pussy just knowing how to be the best man on earth.
Yeah, you're a sick person though, my boy. Like, like I agree with you. Nobody came out with a rule book, but you done went pretty far astray, my boy. Like for sure, for sure. You're not the guy I would have been calling for advice. Anyways, that's the link for those who want to improve their education. We have information there about commercial real estate investing. We have information, and that's from Mark Pfeiffer, who's an expert in that area. Did an in-person conference and brought the information to you. We have information there about how to start a product-based business with $500 or less. We have information there on the Master Communicator course. Highly recommend all those pieces of evidence, of education. Let's work.
Yeah, this is time to stay focused, and we're gonna get
Again for this opportunity.
All right, Vicky.
God got me.
God,
I know
okay.
that.
It's
You
crazy.
guys have a good night.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
too.
You also.
Say, God got me. You didn't consult your
I
pastor.
think he might end up fucking the shit out both of them at the same
They gonna
time. You know what I
fight.
said? I ain't what I
Bro, Yair. Bro, Yair. Oh, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
trying to think positive.
Big old
you know?
party.
I could be wrong.
While the brothers playing in the backyard.
Y'all out there jumping on the trampoline, you know. I got both of y'all here jumping on this trampoline. I mean, hey, you on the phone with Kevin Gates and OG Booby Black, and
Wow,
this
what's
is the
happening?
Kevin
What's up?
Gates helpline.
How you doing, Mr. Gates? How you doing, Mr. Booby?
All is well, beloved.
Bro said Mr. Booby. That sounds super gay. How you doing, Mr. Booby? Mr. Booby. How you doing, Mr. Booby? Hey, Mr. Booby, is that you? Mr. Booby. Mr. Booby, is that you? Mr. Booby? Now, I appreciate him showing respect. This is something I talk about all the time. This young man came correct. This young man has hope. He's civil, but there's just certain stuff you can't put Mr. in front of certain things. A nigga name is OG Booby Black. You can't call the nigga Mr. Booby. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please do not do that. Anyways, carrying on.
I mean, I haven't been better.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm going to be completely honest with both of you. I wish I could call on better terms, but I wanted to tell you about a close friend of mine. And
oh, sure. It's not you. It's your friend. You're asking for a friend. It's not you. It's your cousin. It's the homie. Okay, for sure.
we went out and we saw both of you guys perform in Phoenix. And
Okay.
2 weeks later, unfortunately, he was driving under the influence and passed away.
No, he didn't pass away. He killed himself. That's called. He took himself out. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
I know you've both dealt with a lot of hardship in your life, and I was wondering, how do you communicate with a friend or someone you love when you see that their behavior is taking them on a bad path?
Well, my dear boy, it's a bit late, isn't it? It's a bit late. Like he's dead now. So you, unless your ass is Beetlejuice, you ain't gonna be talking about nigga no more. So this is kind of a obsolete question. However, probably something you should have taken care of before, because I'm guessing you've been observing him drinking over time. He ain't do nothing. Now he's dead. Now all of a sudden you's an activist. Amazing. Bro think he Rosa Parks of alcoholism. Extraordinary. And this is exactly why I tell you that the ism saves lives. He said his friend died of alcoholism. What do you hear me tell you all the time? Health, wealth, relationships. Let's set that aside. Boom. What do I tell you? Stay free of intoxicants, alcohol, drugs, pharmaceuticals, sugar, caffeine. Come on, the ism saves lives. But you're talking to two persons who are using drugs and smoking cigars, which one cigar is like smoking 70 cigarettes at once. You're talking to addicts, asking them how to address addiction. Come on, man. What sense does that make?
As a friend, if I see you acting irresponsibly, it's my.
Now, how could he ever know? This is bro looking a little zesty right now. Is he looking zesty, or is that just me? I think he's just looking kind of a little zesty, a little zest. Shout out to Mr. Doldro. He comes in via PayPal. He writes, "Peace of Saints. I tried to purchase the backpack briefcase, but I kept getting an error message saying that the product is not available in Canada. Is there any workaround?" Okay, got you. Yes, indeed, there is a workaround. Let me get in contact with my assistant. She'll have to, because we ship within the United States using our current factory. Let me see if we can get some special pricing for you to ship to Canada. So let me just set aside this email so I can engage my assistant on this. And that's when you know you're doing well at delegating, because I would do it myself, except I actually don't know how. I don't know how. So that's a beautiful thing. When you've delegated well enough that there are jobs within your business that you cannot do. Shout out to Walton writes, "The explanation of how it happened was hilarious, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man, it'd be like that. That's crazy that they even said something that crazy." Shout out to Emmanuel writes, "Great ism. Yes, indeed. The ism saves lives. The ism saves lives." Major Mind and Soul writes, "What size do you have? Is it true to size?" I find that it's true to size. I'm wearing a medium, and I like mine snug. So I got a medium, and me, I'm all about quality. Let me see if you guys can see this. Let's see if it'll refocus. You see the freaking quality of the freaking stitching here, man, like that. Whew, that does it for me, because a sweatshirt is not, it's more relaxed, leisurely wear. But when you can get that kind of quality, for me, it makes it feel like worth wearing. I don't feel like I'm being a slouch.
My job and my duty to let you know that you're doing something that's self-sabotaging. You engaging in self-sabotaging behavior.
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
And he would have still be here. And
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Now it gets darker. It gets darker. And they've done a number of these shows misguiding the people, but it gets darker. Sad, sad, sad stuff. I'm going to go ahead and take a pause for the cause. And if you guys want me to carry on, as you guys can probably see the title of this one, a caller calls in saying that they have herpes and they're in an open relationship, not a marriage, not something normal, but I'm talking about LGBTQ style, and they got herpes, and they're calling Kevin Gates and Mr. Booby. This is going to get, dark. It's going to get weird. Here we go.
Booby Black.
Okay, right on. So my issue is I've been in a long distance.
That was great. That's how you know Shorty is Caucasian. Shorty is white, or she's a product of white culture. She's either white or like a white Latina that grew up around the whites. Shorty said, "Okay, right on." And shout out to him. I like these kind of white folks. You hear me? Like up tempo, positive. She's probably like upper lower class. Seems like a positive young lady. She's like, "Okay, right on." Like, I like that. You heard me?
Relationship with my boyfriend. Hey, Kevin.
I want you guys to hear that again. One, for my entertainment, but two, especially some of the sisters, some of the negative women listening. I want you to hear her positivity. That's what men look for in women. There's a young lady recently that sent me a DM. This is a true story. I say it's a true story because it's somehow unbelievable to me that someone could be this out of touch. I don't know what piece of content she listened to, whether it was on IG or YouTube. My team is pushing out a lot of great content. And my content is always very truthful. Sometimes the truth is ugly. I'll still tell it. And she responds, I guess, to this, but I don't know what this was. And she sends me a DM on Facebook, actually. There's a young lady I know in real life. And she says, maybe instead of making a video online, you should have a conversation with your mother, because maybe she had this excuse or that excuse or this reason. And my first thought was like, number one, you're in no position to advise me in general, but also in particular with regards to how I operate my family. Number two, you don't know if I did have this conversation with my mother. And then number three, like, my mother doesn't care about content. My mother, she's an older woman who lives in the real world. She doesn't care about content. And number four, you don't know, clearly you missed the purpose on whatever I was saying. So I didn't even respond to Shorty because it's like, you're too stupid. You lack, she's not stupid. She just lacks like morals, and she wasn't raised right. A lot of chicks, you can't re-raise them. When their father was there and he screwed up, it's like, you can't fix it. It's even better if the father wasn't there, because there was an absence of guidance. You can at least give some guidance in some cases. But when the dad was there and he just like clearly let her be out of line, let the mom be out of line. They tend to bump their gums too much. So I didn't even respond to Shorty. And I was thinking it's a pity that she's so goofy to just blow an opportunity, because I ain't messing with her again at all for any reason. And I know she'll come crawling back, but there will be no acceptance. But I say that to say this woman who called in this way on their show, she's engaging very positively. And when the girl made this silly comment, my first thought was like, of all the things you could say, of the ways you could come at me, of the value you could add to my life, of the compliment you could have said, the insight, or you could have driven my thinking in a positive way, you come through with stupidity, you come through with negativity, you come through with like being nosy and things that don't concern you. And men don't want women for that. You know, we want you for sexual satisfaction. We want you for support. We want you for your humor, for your feminine ways, for your calming influence, for your insight, for your productivity and service. But we don't want you for like advice. It's like, chill, like you're way out of order. And so I say that to remind women who want a worthwhile man. And the more worthwhile the man is, the lower his tolerance is. Like me, I just throw Shorty in the garbage like she's trash. And she is to me. I just throw her in the garbage like she's trash. And don't think twice about it, because there's no need, because she sent a dumb DM and there's like 10 other chicks the same day that sent positive DMs that I don't even know. I'm like, who's this pretty Latina right here? Let me get to know her. So it's like, you cannot bring BS to men who are in demand. You need to be on your A game. You need to be on the good foot, Shorty. So anyways, I like the way this Caucasian girl is engaging with positivity. That's something that y'all need to pick up. Pick it up.
Stella, what's happening? You on the phone with Kevin and Booby?
Hey, Kevin.
What's going on?
Shout out to my white girl. They don't make white girls like this anymore. They be liberal as hell. Like, so you're gonna just represent the patriarchy, huh? So this is one of them old school white girls. You heard me? They were like right before my generation. She's like, hey, Kevin. This is like one of them Orange County white girls, grew up with money, like isn't really scared of black people at all. Kind of fascinated. Hey, Kevin. You heard me? Like, she could be in a den of wolves, a den of thieves and killers and gangsters. Hey, guys. Hey, right on. This is great. This is great.
Oh, Stella, how you doing? It's OG Booby Black.
Okay, right on. So
Yo, the nigga said, hey, Stella, this OG Booby Black. She's like, okay, right on. Bro, I'm done. I love this kind of white girl. This is the best kind. This is that premium, just easygoing, flexible white woman. I don't mean like yoga flexible, but I mean like, you know, go with the flow. My nigga said, hey, Stella, how you doing? This OG Booby Black. She said, okay, right on. In her mind, in her white female Orange County affluent mind, she's like, OG Booby Black. Like, no clue what that means, but it's all good. Right on. Yeah. She's not struggling with it. She's just like, let's flow. Let's keep flowing. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Carrying on.
my issue is I've been in a long distance relationship with my boyfriend of 8 years.
Damn.
And we recently decided to open up.
First off, 8 years of long distance, that's not a relationship, shorty. Stop it. And when you say we recently decided to open it up, it's already been open. You just ain't know it. But carrying on.
Our relationship to new sexual partners. And now I've started to feel a bit jealous, and I just need help with how I should approach this.
Okay, so she's jealous. Let's keep listening.
Y'all swingers?
Look at this fruitcake right here. Look at this fruity booty boy right here. This is a fruity booty boy. Look, bro, look and tell me he don't look zesty. Tell me the nigga don't look zesty. You tell me the boy ain't got zest on his chest. This boy is zesty right now. Let me rewind it just so y'all can see the zest. Just like bro got excited, little fruity booty buddy.
And I just need help.
Look at bro. Look at bro right here. Look at it.
Y'all swingers?
Ugh, why you like fix his mouth like that? That's gross. Look at bro lips. Let me make sure I got this maximized. Yeah, look at bro lips, how he says it's like a ugh. Look at bro zesty. Look at
y'all
this.
swing.
He's thrilled. He is thrilled. I've never seen somebody so thrilled to know where another man is putting his meat at. I've never seen somebody so thrilled to know that people are engaging in filth. Look at bro over here, zesty as hell. Like, y'all, he got his lips all puckered out, all weird and shit. Y'all swingers? And they gonna smile about it. Y'all swingers? Like, bro, she ain't say none of that, bro. Why you trying to take it there, weird? Weird, bro. Good Lord. Fruitcake, man.
I mean, we're fairly new.
And that was so sus. Only some fruit. Look at the fruity look that he gave OG Booby. This is why I think him and Booby be doing it in the booty. This is why. Look at the sus look that he gave OG Booby. Look at this.
Swingers.
Look at how he side eye OG Booby.
We're fair.
Look at that. Look at that. Now that's how you know him and OG Booby. They probably a little closer than friends should be. Let's just say that they're a little closer than friends should be. Cause I ain't gonna just look at my mans while I'm trying to talk to a little bitty bit. Yeah, I'm trying to talk to a little bit. What I need to look at my mans for? Here's the other thing. It's like on the swingers part, you looking at your mans? Come on, bro. What's wrong with y'all, man? What's wrong with y'all? Yes, indeed, the Duke shooter. He looking at his buddy so weird.
Fairly new to the whole concept, so I've never really put a label on it.
All right, so y'all practicing or exhibiting free love.
Yeah.
And again, they use the word love when they're really talking about sex. Fascinating, isn't it? Sex. But they want to use the word love. No, this is not love. This is perversion. Come on now. Shout out to Xavier, who just became a member at thesassin.com. We welcome you warmly to this thing of ours. May you all welcome Xavier. May I also acknowledge the ballerism. Shout out to Smited. Writes, good to see you back in the land, Saint. Carry on, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Mr. Nyobesi. He said, Nyobese. Nyobese. Okay, I got it. He writes, I am a Zulu man. Shout out to the Zulus. Shout out to the Zulus. Josh writes, appreciate the knowledge. Absolutely. It is my pleasure.
Yeah.
So really, y'all have a monogamous agreement, but it's somewhat open, and y'all experience other people, but it's still a monogamous agreement between the both of you?
Absolutely.
Bro, sus.
It's more of a explorative.
He happy. Why he so happy? Why he so happy?
Do you only allow women in the relationship, or can you be with another guy if you want to?
Bro, happy. He's a pervert, bro. I swear. I'm glad I'm not there. I might have just fired old bro. So listen, I might just got him, just dope fiend this. I might have just dope fiended, bro. It's like, bro, you're enjoying this way too much, you sick pervert. You're supposed to be out here trying to counsel these people, man. Bro want to pull his meat out and start beating it like Rodney King. Bro, excited, he a little fruitcake. Bro's a weirdo. Bro is a weirdo.
In a relationship? Yeah. Oh, so y'all swing.
So now here's the thing. He asked her earlier, are you a swinger? She said, we don't put a label on it. We're new to it. They're not swingers. They're long distance. Swingers is when you're together going into, like, I assume some kind of club or something. I don't know how they do it, but you have to be together with your partner and then you go do weirdo stuff together. They're long distance, bro. That's not what that is. You keep trying to force that on shorty. She literally said, I don't put a label on it. I'm new to it. But here he is again. Oh, so y'all swingers. Bro's a fruitcake, man. Bro is a weirdo, big weirdo. And then here's the crazy part. He want to get into the details. It's like, this ain't even the crux of the issue, but he want to get onto details like, oh, like, do y'all allow women in? Do y'all allow men in? It's like, come on, bro. Like, you seem way too fascinated.
Women in a relationship, or can you be with another guy if you want to?
Bro, it's just like Adam 16. Adam 16.
Y'all swing.
He's Adam 16.
I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, I understand. But
bro said, yeah, I understand. I think he truly does understand. Sick bassa. I
feel like, it's just an experience. It's like trying a new food. It doesn't.
Oh, that's fascinating, actually, because I was just in Egypt. I tried all kinds of new foods, and it did not involve exposing my soul and my body to perversion and risk. That's interesting how you put that, Kevin. I never thought of sleeping with strangers and allowing your female to be plowed by some random dude. I never thought of that as just like trying a new food. That's It's really enlightening, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you for that. So enlightening. Lying rascal. Shout out to Josh, right? Appreciate the knowledge. Absolutely. By air, by land, right? Sir Marquette, what's your insight on the key personality differences between conservatives and liberals, aside from their political views, of course? I think that liberals tend to be loose. They tend to be less clean. They had less structured upbringings, less disciplined consequences being connected together. And they tend to be lighter hearted persons, more thoughtless. They have the inclination toward being loving and open, but often are more so, they do that with their mouth. They're not doing that through their actions. Conservatives tend to be more focused, disciplined, cleaner, more religious, more uptight, more zealot-like. They have a clear sense of right and wrong. They try to abide by it, or at least they pump fake like they do. Shout out to Rarely Made Media, writes, much love from Rarely Made. I appreciate you. Writes, peace to the saints. Yes, indeed. Peace to the saints. And we carry on.
That it's going to be anything permanent. But as far as jealous, what kind of things do you get jealous about? Do you have a fear of your man leaving you for another woman, her sex being greater?
Yeah, I do.
And that's get hard. A pussy don't do nothing. You got to always remember that.
You're
but
right.
At the end of the day, it's
be willing to not only do whatever it is that you do to keep your relationship or keep everything going. Sometimes you have to be willing to, whatever it may be that you like about it, you got to take part.
Partner ain't to please you.
I think it's pretty mutual in that aspect because I do it too. Like,
look at Kevin getting his perversion on. Like, bro's just in his pervert bag right now. You hear me? He in his pervert bag.
I'll send him videos of me and someone else. It's a kink. Like, it turns us on.
I understand. Like I say, we don't.
Bro really meant that. He said, I understand. Like, okay, so let me reiterate what she said in case y'all missed it, because this is so crazy. Y'all might have missed this. Shorty said, I'll send my man photos of me or videos of me being with other dudes. It's a kink. It turns us on. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Come on, man. Yeah, that's right. We got Adam 16 kind of situation going on. We got perverts. If you like to watch your girl get plowed by another dude, like, the level of weirdness and the level of fruitiness is very high. I can't even watch adult content because I don't even want to see the guy. I just want to see show me the bitch. You heard me? Like, I want to see, who is this hairy nigga? You heard nigga keep making sounds. That's why I can't even watch adult content, because it's such a turnoff. You heard me? You trying to see the broad, and he over here like, ugh, you like that? Yeah. Oh, I'm about to. It's like, bro, shut up. My nigga, shut up, bro. Like, god damn, ain't nobody here for you, my nigga. You trying to watch it, and the cameraman keep going to this nigga face. Like, why are you showing the nigga facial expressions and shit? Like, what? Why do you feel like that needs to be included? Nigga, just show the bitch, bro. What the hell is going on here? You heard me? Like, you can't even watch it in peace, bro. That's why I can't mess with adult content. It's too weird, man. It's too weird. So, and I don't even know this broad. I damn sure don't know this dude. And I don't want to see this nigga. Now, if it was my old lady, I want to see her getting plowed by some like. And most dudes don't even look good naked. Like, so some nigga with a hairy back and like a hairy butt, she's like, bro, come on, stop it. What's going on in the world? What's going on?
We don't judge here.
Absolutely.
And don't be so
bro, fruit. We don't judge here.
hard. Don't be so hard on yourself, because you're not the only one in the boat. All right.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate
We don't
All
judge
right, blessings
here.
on your journey.
Ah,
Fuck with all.
me too.
Shit with
Nasty,
the
bro.
shit.
That's gross.
Send the video.
That's gross. Here's what you got to pay attention to. Look at this devil right
What
here.
up?
Look at this devil. He's happy. This evil demon. I want you guys to notice he got happy not because she's going to give him intercourse. He got happy not because she's a slower. He got happy because she's a super slower who's willing to deal with multiple dudes. That's the part that he likes. You're a famous rapper. You could get a hoe. You get a hoe. That's not good enough. He wants a hoe and a dude to deal with him together. That's the part that's getting him happy. This is gross, man. This is wild. This is wild, man. Truly diabolical stuff over here, man. Someone has sent me something. I said I was going to make a note and come back to it. I think it was about the shipping to Canada. Let me just make sure I keep that email handy. Very good. And I'm also going to add Ralph to the Master Communicator course. Great. Just make sure my notes are good. But also not acknowledge Dedrick. He writes, "Peace of Saints. So should we still listen to gay rappers and support them by going to shows?" Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Nigga, Kevin be making hits, bro. Bro be making good music. But the best thing is not to listen to it and not to go to shows. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. And, you know, it's unfortunate that these folks have this kind of perversion within them. So you may be a fan, probably better not to listen, but if you continue listening, it is what it is. But go to the show, nah, bro, you about to be around real demons, real demons.
Me too.
She with the shit.
She sent the video. This one I'm going.
See, that was wild. Now he is also like OG Booby Black just came out the closet on us. He said she sent the video. Now they're not talking about a video of her playing with herself. They're not talking about a video of her with another girl. They're talking about a video of her getting plowed by some random dude named Biff. That's crazy. Like, y'all are perverts, bro. That's insane. And they're happy together. Like birds of a feather really flock together. I could never like be talking to the homie like, yeah, bro, she's sending videos of her getting plowed by another dude. That's exciting, huh? Like, what? What?
Gonna do. I'm gonna take what I got. I'm gonna play with that, and I'm gonna send you the video.
Man, she trying to make America great again.
But I think, you know what? I think we got her mind right.
I like her.
Not only do I like her, I love her.
I love her.
Shout out to
Sick.
Stella.
Can I tell you something?
Truly sick.
It's always cheaper to be yourself. And I respect people that are them, and it's his turn to pay for the check. In the castle. What's happening, Erica?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
You want me to be?
Erica's definitely white. Erica's very white. I don't know where they're getting these people from. Shout out to Erica, Caucasian ass.
Be honest?
Yeah.
I feel fucking amazing. I just climbed a mountain before I came and sat down at my desk.
Well, that's good. A few years ago, I got herpes, and
Shout out to Erica, has no personality. Shorty might be autistic. Shout out to Legion of Saints, Peace of the Saints. I need to update the leadership playbook, the sinner's path after that, assassin culture or nothing. There you go. And, you know, the weird thing is she doesn't have social skills because she like kind of went straight into her issue a little bit too quick, like no small talk or no like rapport building at all. Just like straight to like, okay, that's great. Anyways, I've heard, you know, like, whoa, Shorty, chill. And the wild thing too is that she went straight into the deep end. Listen to Shorty.
And sat down at my desk.
well, that's good. A few years ago, I got herpes.
Ah!
And I've been navigating dating.
That's crazy. That's crazy. A nigga over here pouring a cup of fruit tea while you over here pouring out your soul. A nigga gingerly pouring some fruit tea, and you were like, so I got herpes a couple of years ago. That's terrible. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it's just kind of crazy though. Is that that's one of the more crazy statements you've heard somebody start a conversation with? At least in my world, that's wild.
With it, and I recently was seeing somebody, but we broke up, so I'm kind of struggling.
See, you should have stayed in that relationship. If he was willing to accept that, you should have stayed in that relationship. Yeesh.
On how to kind of get back out there.
Now watch this devil tell her some of the most insane advice, which only reiterates why he should not be giving advice. Wait for it.
You know, have that conversation with people.
And then you got this ball spitting into a glass. I mean, this is just filthy, disgusting behavior here. Just vile.
And how I should, like, I guess, tell future partners about it.
I'll let them know.
Yeah, I agree with him there. Like, why do women always say, how should I tell them, or how should I go about this conversation? The only reason they say that is because their nature is to lie. That's why they say that. What do you mean how? Bitch, in English. The way you just came on this goddamn call, like, hey, how are you? Oh, that's great. I had herpes. Bitch, just like that. Like you just did that, all like bow in your face. Do it like that. Okay, that's the best way. This is not something you want to ease in. Nah, tell that at the beginning. Tell it. Matter of fact, right after you introduce yourself, hey, how are you? I'm Sarah. I have herpes. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn. See how they react off rip. That's how they really feel. How do I tell them? Crazy?
Just let them know, hey, look, I have herpes, but I don't have a flare up right now. So you can go down on me.
That was crazy. No, that I think I want to cry. It feels right. It feels right now. Like this seems like a good time to cry because that was insane. Did he just say, I have herpes? I have a flare up right now. So you can go down on me. What? Boy, are you crazy? That was insane. And he means it too. Now, bro means every bit of that.
Oh, hey, look, I have herpes, but I don't have a flare up right now. So you can go down on me. But I'm going to be honest with you, Erica, there's a cure for herpes.
See, there he right there, straight away. He went straight down that path. Now, this is the kind of thing makes me think him and OG Booby got it. You heard me? This made me think they got it. And that was crazy because apparently there's not a cure.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
listen to how she said that. She don't believe bro at all. She, as soon as he said that, she was just like, you stupid N-word monkey. Like, as soon as he said that, she was like, you dumb blacks. I swear she was. And listen to her response. She's like, oh, yeah. That's that. Like, bro, I don't believe you.
but I'm going to be honest with you, Erica, there's a cure for herpes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when our body is full of
said,
mucus,
oh, yeah?
mucus holds toxins.
This boy think he Dr. Sebi.
Disease.
He think he Dr. Sebi.
And you can look it up. If you go on a cleanse, and
did this boy just tell her that a cleanse is about to clear out her herpes? Please stop it, bro. The nigga think he Dr. Sebi. Like, bro, don't you rap? Can you start rapping, man? Because when you talking, shit is going too left. Shout out to the ballers. Tate comes in just supporting the work like a real one. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. Yes, indeed.
it'll cure you of herpes.
I mean, I hate to tell you guys this, but it stays in your system no matter what you do.
Contrary to popular belief, Erica, that's not true, baby. They say 90% of Americans have some type of herpes. It's the
first off, do they say that? Like, I never heard that. That's kind of crazy. But Shorty said, I hate to tell you this, but you're lying. And he was like, no, baby. Contrary to popular belief, I'm telling the truth. Like, nah, bro. Like, your ass is tripping, and you're not Dr. Sebi, who, by the way, died kind of like prematurely. Just side note.
Food that we put in our body that makes us ill.
Yeah, don't believe what they say. That's why they say it.
If you had AIDS, right? And I said,
that was black. That was a black people shit right there. Now listen to me, man. Y'all might sometimes be like, man, he's saying racist stuff about such and such people. Like, nah, everybody could get it. That was black in a bad way. Bro said, yeah, that's what they say. That's why they say it. Excuse me, pardon me, fella. What'd you say? That's why they say. That's what they say. That's why they say it. Yeah, I think I heard you, but could you repeat that one more time? That's what they say. That's why they say it. Nigga, what? That didn't make any sense. You said that's what they say. That's why they say it. Bro, I would say, are you on drugs? But I see you smoking marijuana, so I know you're on drugs. But damn, that was crazy. I'm gonna rewind it. That was some real N-word hard R from the South. Yeah, it's like there's only certain levels of stupidity that you observe in the South. I'm not saying the Southerners are dumb, but when they are dumb, it's just like a different level of dumb because the accent makes them sound dumber than they even actually are. Listen to bro.
% of Americans have some type of herpes. It's the food that we put in our body that makes us ill.
Yeah, don't believe what they say. That's why they say it.
If you
don't believe what they say, that's why they say it. That didn't make sense. Whatever.
You had AIDS, right? And I sold you the.
All right, bro. Like, did you just? Shorty already got herpes. It's bad enough. She already got herpes. Why you go throw that on her? My nigga said, I know you got herpes, but if you had AIDS, like, God damn, bro. Like, isn't this bad enough? God damn. Doing it a bit wrong.
And I sold you this pill that made it go away. But then I sell you this other pill and you come back every person. I make more money by you being you. Besides all of that, it's on what you want to do with your life. But I feel like honesty is the best policy. And if you do have herpes, I feel like you should tell somebody.
You better.
Right.
So honesty is the best policy. And I mean, I know it's a tough pill to swallow sometimes. And I think that you was very brave to even come out and say that, because who walks
For
around
real.
saying, "Hey, look,
For
I got
real.
herpes."
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah, don't worry
Nobody.
about rejection
And guess what,
and all that.
Erica? There is a cure for it.
There is.
I mean, I gotta be honest. This is the most like LA shit I've ever heard. But
I know.
That's listen, this is what white people be like. All right, let me level with you. This is when they're like basically, hey, you're an idiot. Let me try my best to communicate to you. This is when Erica, if she was a white guy, she would just like put her hand on his shoulder, like, all right, let me level with you. This is great. Shout out to Erica for being real out here.
Don't worry about rejection
And guess what,
and all that.
Erica? There is a cure for it.
There is.
I mean, I gotta be honest. This is the most like LA shit I've ever heard. But sure.
I know.
No, it's real.
I know, baby.
I'm like, what?
I know. That's like if my fingernails are dirty, I won't fondle my woman vaginally, like during foreplay, during the course of foreplay, offset her.
Tripping.
Yeah.
You know, the woman's body is very, very
Thanks, guys.
all right,
Appreciate
baby.
it.
Oh yeah, and I'm not from LA. I'm from Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm from the jungle.
All right, Erica.
Bro be puckering up his lips too sassy. There just ain't no way. Look here, bro. Bro be puckering up his lips something real. Listen, man, he got to stay out of jail. We free Kevin Gates. He ain't even in jail, but free Kevin Gates. I don't want this boy going into jail. I don't want him going into jail. I'm starting to believe the rumors. Good Lord. I'm starting to believe it. Ladies and saints, it's been a wild ride. It's been truly a pleasure. You know what? On that note, I think we're going to have to go ahead and call this a day because that was wild. I want to thank all of you who have been here with me enjoying this. It's been always a pleasure to fellowship with you all. I want to thank especially those of you who support the work, made that choice. I want to thank you guys who hit the like button, who share this content. It really does mean a lot. Until next time.